We are excited to present all the features of the Weatherby Mark V 80th Commemorative Rifle. And it's a rifle that blends past, present, and future, trying to go back to my grandfather's slogan of the day, tomorrow's rifles today. And what we tried to do is pack a lot of features that really kind of give credit to the heritage and the past and the rich history we have, but yet also really look forward to just a lot of the materials and technology and things that we put into a rifle. So I think it's been a couple years, right?
It's at least 2 years in the making to get to this point. And it was challenging because we did a lot of things that we haven't done before.
Right.
Engraving on a titanium receiver.
Yeah.
Trying to match the titanium receiver to the stainless steel of the BSF barrel.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of different things. So at the heart, we said, well, of course it's going to be a Mark V.
It's got to be.
But let's do a Mark V titanium action that we machined right behind these walls here in Sheridan, Wyoming, to super tight tolerances. So let's let the heart of it be a Mark V action, but let's do it in titanium. And then kind of as we talk about the action, what's super cool is we actually have a titanium bolt sleeve that we've never done before as well.
Yeah, also very challenging.
Yes.
Engraved titanium bolt sleeve.
That's right. In an engraved filigree receiver to try to really, we took kind of the blast media that we took kind of as a satin finish, but then really put the engraving over it to have that engraving pop out as kind of that bright silver, but yet have a muted finish that's going to end up going with the wood stock.
It just completely pops. Looks so good.
That's right. And then the bolt, we did a number of things to the bolt. The first is the finish on the bolt is a DLC coating that we've never before done on a production rifle as well.
No, and it'll really help with the smooth bolt inside the titanium receiver since the bolt is steel.
That's right. It's like a harder coating if you're not familiar with DLC, diamond-like coating. It's weather resistant, but also just less friction. And so you're going to see it probably, have a smoother kind of functioning thing here. So we just wanted it to not only be just a feature-rich rifle that had like a lot of cool aesthetics to it, but we wanted it to function and be as smooth as possible as well.
Absolutely. And then the engraving right on the top, we routed a slot, and tomorrow's rifle today is engraved in there, just like kind of pulling everything together.
Even went back, like the attention to detail, I think is what I like about this rifle. Like we even went back, we had some like block letters on there at first, and then we went back to the actual, our graphic designer went back to the original font that we had like on the old patches. I think we took, was it a patch or a leather sling? I think it was a patch that we found in the historical archives, and we took that font and then matched it for tomorrow's rifles today. So all those cool attention to details I think are pretty neat. Yeah,
and then on the bolt knob itself, we kind of lopped off the top and the bottom and then checkered, and it really looks good. Kind of matches the checkering density on the stock itself. We went through a lot of iterations on the bolt knob.
10 bolt knobs all together. And so we've never actually had it lobbed off on the front and the back and actually checkered both sides. So it's a unique kind of feel there. But like you said, wanting that checkering to really match with the stock and getting it just right. So attention to detail, just on the bolt, there's a lot of things that we can talk about.
Yeah. On the stock itself, on the checkering, it's the skip line actually. Looks really, really good. Wraps around on the foregrip, which feels amazing.
Right.
And then exhibition grade walnut is absolutely gorgeous.
Yep. I was over in Italy this past year where our most our wood is done over there, and spent some time in Italy, picked out, like literally was looking through blanks, kind of spraying water on it and looking at it and saying like,
making that grain pop.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like if folks even knew just the cost of the blank of wood on this thing alone, but like it was tempting at the time. We were trying to keep the cost, the rifle down, but we just, man, the difference, we just said we have to go all out on the wood. So it's exhibition grade. Claro walnut, went with the traditional maple spacers, rosewood caps, the diamond, again, kind of an ode to the past and what really made Weatherby, but a hand-rubbed oil finish that we kind of custom matched with the satin finish on the titanium and stainless steel that's throughout the rifle as well. So the finish on the rifle, we actually at the end, kind of when we got in one of our samples, we threw another coat or two of hand-rubbed oil finish on it so that it would pop just a little bit more and have a tiny, tiny bit of light sheen, even though it is a satin oil finish. We wanted it to not be too dull, and so we kind of shined it up just a little bit more at the end, putting those finishing touches on it.
Yeah. stock's gorgeous. It kind of calls a little bit of deluxe, a little bit of Euromark, a little bit of Crown Custom. Just there's so much kind of history in there all wrapped up.
Even the wraparound on the forearm of the checkering is, again, just kind of something that we hadn't historically done before, and was pretty cool. And then, of course, we have the floor plate and kind of bottom metal situation on the bottom that we went with stainless steel, and put the even the screws are, the same exact finish, got some stainless screws, custom made for this rifle. And then the floor plate is awesome. 80th logo, that filigree on there, 1945, 2025, kind of. Floor plates are always just a spot where you can kind of exhibit something cool, especially if it's up in a stand in your gun room or whatever.
Yeah, again, that satin finish that we blast first and then engrave just makes the engraving absolutely pop.
Yep. So all stainless on the bottom, and then of course in that trigger guard you're going to have a Trigger Tech trigger that we've been putting on all our Mark Vs. So it's going to be the same from a performance standpoint. Went with the best trigger we could put in there.
Yeah. So. I don't know how many of these are going to get shot, but it will absolutely shoot fantastic. We're using the BSF barrel, which we've had incredible accuracy results with. And that's part of the kind of, along with the titanium receiver, a little bit of the tomorrow's rifle today portion, because we've had great success with the carbon fiber barrels. Throwing that into the wood stock with the titanium receiver, it's like the old and meets new.
Right.
And it works.
Right. What I love too is that we took the stainless area on the back of the BSF barrel and then put that same filigree to match on there that matches the receiver on the top. And so I don't know if I've ever seen cool engraving like that on a carbon fiber barrel. Usually it's just kind of all practical, tactical looking stuff. So to put that on there is cool. And then of course the roll stamper there, use only 300 Weatherby mag. So we just went traditional. It's been our best selling cartridge of all times. The kind of just quintessential cartridge when people think about a Weatherby. Let's go with 300.
It's got to be the best all-around cartridge ever.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I love this part on the very end of the barrel. We've got our AccuBrake DST, the directional self-timing brake, and it's got just a beautiful touch of filigree engraving right on the top. Matches the finish of everything else. It's just absolutely gorgeous.
It's actually one of my favorite parts of the rifle is that engraved brake.
Looks great.
And that was one of our gunsmiths, product manager guys said, "Hey, let's do this." And I'm like, on a brake?
Yeah,
I don't know if it's gonna go, but that flat spot on top of the brake we designed this last year, it just kind of screams like, put something really pretty on me.
Yeah.
And I think it's beautiful. Of course, it does come with a thread cap. Somebody doesn't want that as well, but I think after seeing the engraving on that brake, I think it's like one of those finishing touches. Speaking of, we didn't even talk about, we have like stainless swivel studs again that are blasted down to the same finish that the rest of the rifle is. So when you look at like the brake and the studs and the
screws.
extra, it's just all the extra things that we did. It was literally about 2 years of just developing this rifle, doing iteration after iteration. Yep. Somehow we are launching it in our 80th year. I was getting worried there for a while.
It was looking like it might be the 81st year, the 81st commemorative.
Because we wanted it to be right. Let's also note the serial number prefix as well on the receiver. First thing we've done since being in Wyoming and since we are since we are machining these titanium receivers here, we're obviously responsible for the serialization. And so we did do a special serial number prefix starting with 80. And so it's not a WY, it's not anything else, it just starts with 80 dash. And then, your limited edition serial number that is on there. And so it will be a limited run, obviously. Usually we sell out of these things because we do have that history. There's a lot of you collectors out there who are going to be interested in this sort of thing, but we'll have custom serial number prefix as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of it's going to go in a really nice custom case.
That's right.
So it's basically airline approved, really durable case, custom padding, fits the rifle perfect. There's a couple extra spaces for a special box.
Yeah, so we, launching the retro boxes this year, so you can tell I got one of the retro box hats on, and we also went back to just the cool old boxes that people have loved, and so tried to really reproduce those. And so one of those boxes, there'll be a spot in the hard case that you can set one of those retro boxes in 300 Weatherby. Just a note, the ammo's not included because it's all going in a in that case, and logistically it's too hard to get ammo and gun together and all those things, ship it out, put your favorite 300 Weatherby rounds in there.
Yep.
If you want, but we just wanted to include that box so it's a cool presentation within there. But yeah, all the cutouts for the bolt and the break, I mean, it's specifically made for this rifle, and it'll ship in it.
It's gorgeous. I'm so thrilled with how it turned out. Like I said, the engraving pops, every little element of the rifle, we spent probably more time than we should have trying to figure out the right thing to do, and I'm really happy with how it turned out.
And I think just tomorrow's rifles today, if you don't know the old catalogs my grandpa used to have, they were called Tomorrow's Rifles Today. People call them TRTs, it's a collector's item. And so it's, you know, when we think back to like the 50s, 60s, those different time periods, like it truly was like people looked and said, this is Tomorrow's Rifles Today. And that's what like my grandfather was known for. And so we thought, man, let's put that on the bolt. Let's kind of name this rifle that. And I think it's the type of thing that can be passed down for generations to come and is really that blend of past, present, and future. And we're really proud of it.